All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are having a series of back to school informational videos where we'll be covering various topics that we hope will be helpful for you as you transition to this new school year. And so my name is Jeffrey Pickett. I'm the community outreach strategist. And tonight's topic for our video will be about technology. So I'm pleased to be joined by Ms. Robin Desmond, who oversees the technology department as part of her role overseeing curriculum and instruction. So I'm going to turn things over to Ms. Desmond, who will take us through tonight's presentation. And this is going to be a brief 10 to 15 minute video where you'll be able to learn more about technology. So with that, Ms. Desmond.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, will you be able to have the presentation displayed? Will you be able to move that along?
Yes, I'm going to do that right now.
Wonderful. I just want to thank Kara Wilkins. I noticed that she has joined us. Kara spent a lot of time helping with the videos today to help our families be able to have a visual for some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So I just want to make sure that Kara is acknowledged for all of her hard work. And I want to also thank Jeffrey Pickett for helping to pull together this slide deck, which I think families will find informative. So thank you, Jeffrey. So today we're going to talk a little bit about devices and how to navigate devices from home, as I know it is challenging with homeschooling to be able to also learn applications and devices that are specific to the school system. So the first thing I wanted to start off with is our IT department has worked tirelessly to put together devices for our students grades K to 12. And we are proud to report that we have 12,676 devices as of yesterday that have been distributed to Lowell Public School students grades K to 12. If you're a family that has yet to pick up a device, I would say please reach out to your school principal. Devices were assigned to every student at every school based on the enrollment. And if you have had any difficulty receiving a device, just reach out to your school principal and there will be further instructions on how to receive a device. Also, our preschool remote learners will be receiving iPads this week. All of the schools have iPads for those remote learners. And if you have questions about that, you can reach out to your school principal or your child's teacher. We'll go on to the next slide. One of the first things that I know families have had questions about is how to use a Chromebook. Chromebooks are very different from standard laptops. They are very specific we have pushed out software on our devices, so they're very specific to what we would be asking students in the Lowell Public Schools to access. And so Kara Wilkins has put together this really nice short video that just runs through how you get started on a Chromebook. So we're going to just show that video. It's a quick 2 or 3 minute video. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll monitor those as we go along.
Oh, I went on to the next slide. Sorry. Here we go.
Welcome to the Lowell Public Schools video on using your new Chromebook, startup and navigation. To turn on your Chromebook, you're going to push the button in the top right-hand corner that has a circle with a line through it. The next page is going to ask you to sign into your Chromebook, and it is going to let you know that the Chromebook is managed by the Lowell Public Schools, and students will need to sign in every time they need to use their Chromebook. Click the Next button to move on to the next screen. On the next screen, it asks your student for their username, password, organization. Their username is their student LACID or their ID number. Some students know this as their lunch number, and it is 6 digits long. For a password, it is the student's birthday, which is also 6 digits. So if your child was born on March 30th of 2011, their password is 033011. For organization, you're going to go to the bar and click on the V. It will bring up a drop-down menu with 2 choices. You are going to click on student.lowell.k12.ma.us and then click Log In. The next screen is going to have a rotating blue circle and say, please wait. It is looking for your student's account. Once you are done, it will tell you you are all set. You will click the Get Started blue button on the bottom right-hand corner. Now that we are into our Chromebook, let's take a look around. One of the first things you are going to do is set up Wi-Fi. You're going to come down here to the bottom right-hand corner and push on this button that says US1. This is your settings. And from here, you can go here and add Wi-Fi, enable Bluetooth, access accessibility tools, and more. Now I'm going to go over to the left-hand side. This is what we call the launcher. Right here, this menu is a quick view of what is inside of the launcher. It tends to populate with apps that the students use frequently. You will notice that Zoom is pushed out and right there for the students. If I click on the actual launcher, the circle within the circle, I get a quick screen again. I can look for my apps and settings, and I can also open it up further. And this is a quick way for students to access Chrome, Slides, Sheets, Drive, and more, which are all Google apps. As you noticed, when I opened the Chromebook, Chrome opened up as well. We as a district have pushed out 2 tabs to open every single time a student starts up their Chromebook. The first tab is the Lowell Public Schools page, and the second tab is Clever. Many students use Clever to log into different apps in the district. Once a student is done for the day, students can come down here and sign out and turn off their computer to be able to charge it.
And we'll get our next video up.
Thank you. And so just for families who are perhaps listening, this is being recorded and we will post these videos at our Lowell Public School website so that if families need to review it or there's other families that maybe aren't here tonight and are struggling with these devices, please direct them to our website so that they can access the quick tutorial. Now, as Kara has mentioned on the in the last video, Clever is it's an application that we use to house access to many of our devices. It's a single source logon. So once students log into Clever, they have access to lots of our applications and won't have to do another logon process to access those applications. So a single source logon just allows students to access lots of things at one time. And we'll watch the quick video on how you can access Clever.
Hello. I'm going to show you how to use Clever on a Chromebook. Clever is a digital platform that schools and teachers can fill with learning websites and communication. Once students log into Clever, they do not have to log into many of the learning websites on the startup page. Clever does it for them. You may find links to other websites underneath the teacher page. When you start up your Chromebook, the Chrome browser automatically opens 2 tabs, the Lowell Public Schools homepage and the Clever tab. If this tab does not open automatically, or if you have closed out of Chrome or Clever, you can push on Chrome and type in Clever chromebook.com into the address bar. On this page, you're going to click Log in as Student. When you are on the login page, you're going to click on Student Login. It will ask you for your student's username and password. Their username is their 6-digit LASID, which is their ID number. Students will know this as their lunch number. Their password is their 6-digit birthday. If your child was born on March 30th, 2011, their password would be 033011. Once they are open inside their Clever page, they can go to their teacher page at the top and see if their teacher has left any additional resources in there. They can also click on the links underneath Instant Login Applications, Supplemental Resources, District Resources to take them to apps that their teacher has instructed them to go to.
And then we have one more video that we want to show today. And so today we've shared how to log into your Chromebook and what you see when you log into your Chromebook. We've talked about Clever, which allows students to get to applications that the teacher may want the student to be using. And then this next one, this next video is about how students access Google Classroom. Many of our teachers, grades 3 and up, 3 to 12, have been using Google Classroom as a platform to allow students to access assignments, lectures, assessments, etc. So we just wanted to do a quick tutorial around how students access Google Classroom from their Chromebook.
Welcome to the Lowell Public Schools video on Chromebooks and Google Classroom. Once you have your Chromebook logged in, there are a couple of different ways to get to your Google Classroom. When you start up your Chromebook, the Chrome browser automatically opens 2 tabs, the Lowell Public Schools tab and the Clever tab. One way to access Google Classroom is to click the plus button at the top of the browser and open another tab. From here, you can travel to the top right-hand side and click on the button that has 9 dots. We call this the waffle. Once you click on the waffle, you can find Google Classroom in the drop-down list and click on it. Another way to get to Google Classroom is to go to the search bar at the top and type in classroom.google.com. This will also bring you to Google Classroom. A third way to access Google Classroom is to log into your Clever page and click the Google Classroom link. Once you are there, you may want to save the page so it shows up on the area underneath your search bar. These are called bookmarks. If you click the star, you can change the name and choose Bookmarks bar as the folder. Now, anytime you need to go to Google Classroom, you can click on the bookmark bar and it will immediately open.
So that concludes our quick tutorials for today. We're going to have more tutorials along with these on our Lowell Public School website for families to access and students to access at any time. There are several other updates that I wanted to share with you regarding device distribution outside of how to use the devices. Most classrooms are currently using either Zoom or Google Meet to have virtual live instruction take place between the teachers and the students. We have noticed that several families have questions around troubleshooting Zoom. And so I just wanted to list some of the common connectivity issues and sort of how to troubleshoot those. So some families have noticed that within Zoom, they've started to lose connectivity in the classroom, or they're having a hard time hearing the audio when someone's trying to speak. So some of the ways to troubleshoot these issues are, if you are having audio issues when you're trying to speak, turning off the video often allows for more bandwidth for the audio. And so when you are in a Zoom, you'll notice down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen that you have two icons, one that says mute and it looks like a microphone, and the other one that looks like a camera and it says stop video. If you click on stop video, a red line will show up and your video will turn off. And oftentimes that helps with the audio issues. So that's just one suggestion for families. Another suggestion for troubleshooting the connectivity issues is if you have other devices in your home that are connected to your Wi-Fi, turn those devices off first. So not turn the device off itself, but disconnect from the Wi-Fi. So oftentimes you just have to go into your settings or your system preferences and just turn off the Wi-Fi. That way, only one computer can be drawing on that Wi-Fi while using the Zoom. And that hopefully will help to alleviate some of the issues that are most commonly experienced in home when Zooming. If you are finding that with your device you're having trouble, you're having difficulties, and some of these videos are not helping you, the suggestions are not helping you, there are 3 ways that you can access our IT help desk. The first is the phone number on the screen. That phone is answered and monitored from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you call outside of those hours, you will get a voicemail. I would suggest calling between 8 and 4 because there are a lot of people calling outside of the office hours, and the voicemail does fill up pretty quickly. So I would suggest focusing on the 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. time frame. Email, if you go into your student email account, so if you're a parent, make sure your child logs into their email account and then send an email to helpdesk@lowell.k12.ma.us. If that email comes from an outside email address, chances are you will not get serviced. So please make sure you're using your student account, the lowell.k12.ma.us account. The same for the website. If you go to the Lowell Public School website, there is a help desk option, but again, make sure that the student's email is registered so that we can be sure to get you the best service and as quickly as possible. We're also starting our tech tent service again in the spring. If you're a family of Lowell Public Schools, you probably remember that we had IT technicians going all around the district, stopping at different schools on different days under a tent to help service any IT problems that families may be experiencing. So if you go to the Lowell Public School website, to the help desk service tent area, you will find a schedule each week. Each week, the location will change as to where the tent is, and you don't need an appointment. You can just arrive. It has to be a Lowell Public School device, and it either has to be connected to your child, or if you are a staff member, they could help you with your device as well. Again, please make sure you follow all of the COVID guidelines where you must wear a mask. And also make sure that you bring your device charger with you as well, because oftentimes they do have to plug it in so that they can service it. And here's just some other information. I know families have been asking about hotspots. Lowell Public Schools did receive a grant to purchase some hotspots for families who do not have Wi-Fi access in their homes. We are expecting the hotspots to be coming in perhaps next week. So what I would say is if you have no access to internet in your home, and you're interested in a Wi-Fi device or a hotspot device, please contact your child's teacher or school principal. And then also, I know our families are receiving Chromebooks and devices, and they are responsible for ensuring that those devices are well cared for. We have connected families with an insurance company, and the link is there in front of you. This insurance company, for a very low price, will insure your device. I think the Chromebooks are $24. And if anything happens to those devices, they will be repaired and brought back to the original condition. So if you're concerned that your child may have some issues with keeping the device in good condition and safe, this is a very low-cost option to ensure that the device will be repaired in a timely fashion.
Ms. Desmond, thank you so much. And Kara Wilkins, thank you so much for putting those videos together. And thank you for joining us. We appreciate the time. And if you have any further questions, just rewind the video a little bit and you'll see all the contact information for the technology team here at the Lowell Public Schools. Thank you.